Dear wanderer, welcome. As nature started to take well-deserved rest, so do we gardeners. As winter coming on us in full swing, most of us already planning our next year projects. Talking of projects, in this video I wanted to show you a project I started almost a year ago and show you from the beginning how it evolved just in a year. But before we will jump to the planting, let me take you back for a minute how I made the slab for this forest. It did take a week, but I think it worked every minute. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. See you next time. Adam from Notion Bonsai came to help me to put the forest together.
How are you guys? All good? Yeah, we are back. It's March. Spring is coming. Well, actually, it's on its way. So this is my first attempt to make a concrete pot slash slab. Don't know if you guys know this big forest of Mr. Kimura's. That's where I got the inspiration to make the pot. For me, it kind of turned out nice. I made it last October, and I wanted to wait a good few months till we can come to the repotting season. So let's see how this will turn out today, and then you'll see it from there.
So when I was making the pot, I knew that I will use bull cypress trees, as I do have a lot of them. So that is why I did not add any drainage holes to the pot, as they can thrive in moist conditions. So the first thing we will need to do is get rid of all the big roots which we're not going to utilize, and just proceed as normal repotting. So after we removed all the thick roots, we put our heads together to how we actually can mount the trees to the pot.
So guys, as you've seen how Adam did the repotting on the first tree, he cut off the main big roots, what we don't really want in any composition, and he set up the roots for the future development. The downside of that technique, as you will see, because we're not planting the trees that way to the pot, because that will be just easier to wire them this way, but we want to keep them straight. So this will make it a bit difficult, or we just need to use our brain how we actually going to manage to mount them in this angle to the slab. There's another way how you could do it. It's not the proper way how Adam did, but I was just thinking of it, just give it a go and let it try. And what I meant is basically you get another tree, and then instead of doing a proper repot, what if we just cut down to the angle, and then it will be way easier to mount it to the pot. In short term is the easy way, but we are thinking let's put our brains into it and doing some engineering how we can mount them properly on the slab, but the root work how Adam did it. Okay, so now we discussed the two ways how we can go with it. We decided to show you actually the easy way. Really curious how this will, turn out, but hopefully we can, prove the principality that actually the proper root work will do better. So now let's see how the easier technique will turn out.
I mean, it looks so much easier. Like it's almost like cheating.
I wanted to even say the word cheating. See? See, as you can see, this way is the cheat way. But I think in the long term, it will be beneficial for the whole composition. So let's challenge ourselves and let's try to do the hard way.
As now all the root work is done and we decided not to go on the easy way, we will start to add the first trees to the pot. So as you see, we drilled holes through the slab and used bamboo sticks to be able to secure the trees to the pot.
So now we're just tying it. Oh,
Just a little first.
yeah. Eye going that way.
So as you see, guys, we secured the tree with 4 connection points to the pot.
That's cool.
For planting the forest, we only using ordinary compost and sphagnum moss. As I mentioned before, these 3 species thrive in wet conditions. As now we planted the forest, it's time to prune it back to shape. And we wanted the apex to be slightly off-center, so we just marked our new apex with bamboo sticks before we start to prune it.
Well, this is heavier than the forest.
It is, yeah.
You okay to go?
Yeah, it's fine. We just.
The front is. And there we have it. The forest is now complete. What do you think of it?
Looking really nice. Although we had our ups and downs with it, but I think the final forest looks really, really cool, and I cannot wait to see it in full leaf. Although it's a deciduous conifer, and you will see it in full leaf hopefully in a month or two, and we will come back to it.
As it is the first year of the forest, I will not prune it at all. We just leave it to get strong and healthy after the March apparition. These trees are excellent choice for bonsai, especially if you are aiming for a unique tree that thrives in wetter environments. Well, that's not an issue here in Ireland. These trees are native to swamps and wetlands in the southeastern United States. Let me touch on watering on these trees. These species love water. So keep the soil consistently moist, and even consider placing the bonsai pot in a shallow tray of water during the growing season. Avoid letting it dry out completely. So I wanted to do some experiment, and I planted another forest as well, which was sitting in a shallow tray of water throughout the whole season. This way I can see how much difference it makes, the two different techniques, as obviously I cannot put the slanted slab in the constant water. As you see, this forest was doing very well, but let's just see how well. As you can see, it almost doubled up its height since it was planted back in March and was left in a tray of water for the growing season. A tip here, guys, I do take out all my bold cypresses from water when winter hits. I do not want to leave them in ice. Usually I leave bold cypresses and dawn redwoods to reach their peak color in fall, but this time I wanted to show you guys the growth on these forests before they will go back to the greenhouse for winter. In the beginning, I wanted to deep dive into the subject of how to prune these trees, but I will leave it till next spring when I will prune and style them for the first time. They will not be touched till spring will come, as I do all to my deciduous conifers. Compared to the other forest, it might not put on that much growth, but I'm really happy how it turned out. On that note, please shoot out to Adam at Notion Bonsai, as without him I would have had much harder time to put this forest together. So this is all from me this year. Wishing you guys happy Christmas, winter solstice, or even just taking a time off to be with your family. Thank you so much for watching, and well, see you all next year.